What's up with it, y'all? It's Bryce G for the Lord, for the people. Just going off the top of the dome, talking a little bit about the Kingdom Creative Devotional that I have out now as a free download for you to consume and enjoy. Now, I just want to go through the essentials of the Kingdom Creative, like myself, just the stuff that I had to structure out before really taking a full leap into being a full-time entrepreneur and also a faithful follower of God. And I've been grateful to be in this journey. I've experienced a lot of ups and downs, a lot of experiences that I can gladly share now, whether they're mistakes or victories. I really share it and say, man, this is where it's got me to. So I'm excited to share with you just 7 principles that I hold on to that keep me solid as I move forward in my journey. Because I can't say that I've arrived. There's no accolades that I think will shock anybody besides just me doing what I love. And I think that's enough for some people. So if you're somebody who desires to do what they love, what they're passionate about, but most importantly, keep God in the forefront, in the center of everything you do, this is the place you want to be. I'll be dropping a lot of videos talking, answering questions, giving feedback, and just sharing with you things that I learned throughout the journey that I've had. So let's get to the 7 principles. So the first one I have it written down, so give me a second to look. I'm one-taking this, so bear with me. I challenged myself to not edit, to not overthink it, to just go for it. So if I mess up, I mess up, but we're just keeping it real raw here. So first thing, Kingdom Creative Essentials. The first one is desire. What is your desire? Now, desire in the kingdom tends to have a negative connotation. The desire tends to appeal to the flesh or sin or things of that nature. Now, for me, desire ties into our design. For me, I have to recognize that God has made me a certain way. He has knitted us together and has thought about what we are going to do here on this earth and also in heaven when that time comes. Now, because of our design, we have certain desires. An example, for us, we are we're social beings. So we desire relationships and we desire fellowship and interactions and things of that nature. God has designed us that way. So that's why we desire it. Now, if we are greedy or if we are selfish, that desire, that social interaction can actually be a little bit just thwarted. It'll be a little bit switched up a bit because we're seeking these things of our design for the wrong reasons. We're missing the mark. And of course, that's called a sin. So we have to recognize what we're designed to do. When we're able to recognize what we're designed to do, we'll be able to see our desires in a more positive light. So for instance, my desire to create, my desire to make things, it comes from the design that I've been made. I've been made in the image of God. God is a creator. Therefore, I'm going to have a desire to create. Now, that's where I have to check my motives. Why do I want these things? What do I want to accomplish with my desires? And that's something I've always had to wrestle with. Now, there's 3 ways to keep your desires in the right place, keeping the flesh from really taking over, if you get what I mean. And it's simple. And this might apply to everything, honestly, but pray, scriptures, and accountability. I'll put account. Now, so prayer is an unnatural thing, actually, when you think about it. It is us taking away our self-reliance and our autonomy and really putting it in the hands of God and a divine being and our Father. So when you're able to pray, we're able to shift our desires in a direction that is actually more effective, honestly, because we're giving stuff that we may not understand back to the Creator to do what He needs to do. So that's something that's huge for me. Prayer is essential. It might sound obvious, but my question to you is, how often do you pray? How often are you praying about your desires and the different things that are going on in your mind and your heart? And there's always room for more, so just think about that. Now, scriptures, you're going to see in my devotional as well as in my description, I'm going to have scriptures laid out for you to really understand where this is coming from. This is not something that I've conjured up in my mine. There's no wisdom that I've gotten from just random grabs in my brain. This is all from the Word of God, me applying it, me just reading books and just learning from experience. But the Word of God is essential. It is the light to my feet. It is the lamp to my path, and it should be for you as well. If the Bible is still something that's very, mystical to you, or something that you really don't understand, please reach out to me. I would love to help show you how I was able to really start reading the Bible for what it's worth. I really didn't start reading until I was 20 years old, when I was in college. I was actually a dropout when I started getting into it. But with the help of some other people, I was able to use it effectively and find my relationship with God in a beautiful way and really fall in love with Jesus, which, shoot, I'll tell you, it's been amazing. It's been 9 years. May not look 29, but I am. And the Word of God has sustained me. It's kept me youthful in spirit. Now, last thing is accountability. Gotta have some people giving you that outside perspective. You know, pride, they say, is like a necklace. And something about necklaces is when you wear it, a lot of times you kind of forget like what it looks like, or you're kind of just so used to it being there. But if somebody sees it with fresh eyes and sees that, man, it's looking kind of rusted, or there's a few things missing on that pendant, on that necklace of yours, you have to be humble to say, okay, let me check it out. Let me see if I can get it fixed. But the same thing with our heart and our character and our desires. If we're able to get the right people in our circle to hold us accountable, our desires are going to be in the right place, and not get out of hand. If you allow your desires to just run wild and not have anything drawing it back, it's like a kite without a string. It's just going to fly off into the wind. And you don't want that. You don't want that for your heart, your mind, your soul, none of that. You need it to be anchored on something. So most importantly, it needs to be anchored with God. You need to understand that accountability starts with God. God is watching, and that's not in a overbearing guilt type of approach, but God is really there. He is with you. He is here to help correct, expose, and just direct you and guide you towards the things that He's called you to do. Now, He's also placed people in your life that can help you stay on course. And for some people, you may not be in the right environment, and you may feel like you're lonely in this battle. Just know you are not alone. And I'm grateful that God has allowed man to create things like this, the virtual space, for us to be connected. You know, you're left with no excuse. We're here online, and even though we're not physically together, we can actually stay in touch and continue to hold each other accountable towards reaching our goals. So that's that. Desires, something that is usually painted in a negative light, but with the right accountability, prayer life, and scriptures, those desires can be redirected to our design and who we're called to be and what we're called to do. And that can help us be an effective kingdom creative. That's only the first principle, but we're going to leave it at that because this is a test. I'm going to be making more videos like this. I'm just curious of if this is the format that I want to do it. Like I said, it's a one take. This is raw, no edits, me correcting myself on the spot, no shame in my game. I'm just excited to connect with you or whoever is out there that's in need of growing as a kingdom creative. Once again, I'm Bryce G, doing this for the Lord, for the people. Until next time, much love. Peace.